So, Jasmine, what did we just do? At least, what did we do that we're going to be watching?
Drove 13,000 miles.
13,000 miles? They're gonna fact check this. We can't drive anywhere in the U.S. that's 13,000 miles.
We drove to Colorado!
Yes, that's the simple answer.
How many miles was it?
The round trip was 3,300. Yes, you added a 10.
That was way.
It's okay. It's a learning experience. That's why we drove.
Felt like 13,000 miles.
It felt like 13,000 miles. So we just went to Colorado for a friend's wedding, and we wanted to make a video kind of explaining everything we did. Like something for us to look back on, enjoy, and just have a fun time watching, reliving the experience. It's about 2 months since we took this trip. Starting off, driving long distances kind of freaks me out. I can easily think of every little thing to go wrong, mostly with the vehicle. Of course, there's all kind of other disasters that could happen. You can't worry about those.
An overthinker.
I do that. But this has been the best trip for me, kind of getting that extra push to just trust the Lord. So I think it was about 2 weeks before the trip, I was like, I cannot be this freaked out about this. Like, I need to just trust in the Lord. It'll all be fine. And it was. I think that coupled with, we kind of had really low expectations for this trip. Like,
yeah.
We didn't know
had
what
no
to
idea
expect.
what to expect.
We just had an Airbnb booked so we could stay there during the time of the wedding and then planned to camp the rest of the time. But yeah, having no idea what to expect in Colorado, what's there, and what it's like. We just had every expectation blown out of the water. So looking back, this has been an incredible trip.
Yeah, it really was.
Also being completely on our own, not sponsored.
Whataburger sponsor us.
By the end of this trip, we would enjoy if Whataburger did sponsor us. We would gladly visit all 1,000 locations.
Yes.
Please, also please, get some Whataburgers near us. It doesn't need to be right at us. We kind of live in the middle of nowhere. But somewhere within 2 hours would be fantastic.
We will single-handedly support it.
I wouldn't go that far.
I will single-handedly support it.
She really loves Whataburger.
At the beginning of the year, we were already planning to go on this trip to Colorado for the wedding. And then my family planned a trip to Hawaii. And we decided it would be too much for us to go on both trips in 1 year. And we chose Colorado over Hawaii. I think because we had already RSVP'd for the wedding at that point, right?
We were more committed to the wedding than Hawaii.
But honestly, so glad we went to Colorado.
Looking back, everything leading up to the trip until the day we left, it's like, oh gosh, we should have chose Hawaii over this. Like, at least I love the beach.
Yeah.
More warm places. I love warm places too. Jazmyn, not so much the beach, but the warm place. Yes. After having gone, Colorado was absolutely the best pick. At least for us, going out and doing something on our own too.
Yeah. It was our first big trip, just the two of us.
And the number one thing, everyone thought we were going to get completely sick of each other. That did not happen. We spent 10 days together, nonstop. Aside from the bachelor party.
No arguments?
No arguments.
Never got sick of each other?
Nope. How do we do it?
We're both too chill for that.
I guess they're just going to have to watch along and find out. So now we're looking at an empty Tahoe. This is a blank slate, packed up. It's incredible that we actually slept back there.
Yeah.
That there's still room. Who's driving?
That's me driving. It worked really, really well, us switching off every couple hours, taking turns driving.
Yeah, it felt like nothing.
It really didn't feel bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah, basically every 150 miles or every 2 hours, something around that, we switched off and it was like an effortless drive across the country.
Yeah, it really was.
This guy, there was a Ford Ranger Raptor. We passed 3 separate times over 2 days. He caught us, we caught him. We caught him sleeping one time. Passed him right up. But it was surprisingly hot. This was in September. And we didn't know we were going to have like beach weather on the whole trip to Colorado.
Yeah.
Like past Ohio, it was hot in the 80s or 90s the whole way.
I brought my snow boots and a winter coat because I did not know what kind of weather to expect. So we kind of prepared for everything.
To clarify, we live in Pennsylvania. So
yeah,
in September, it could be cold. And thinking going up to the mountains, we have no idea what it's like up there. I believe that was crossing the Mississippi. This is sunsets in Missouri. Looking nice.
Pittsburgh Steelers apparel in Missouri.
That was a shocker, yes. We were at a Love's truck stop in Missouri, 700, 800 miles away from Pennsylvania. And there was Pittsburgh Steelers gear in the middle of nowhere. Like, what the heck's going on? That was at another Love's truck stop, too, in Kansas. So I think Love's likes the Steelers for some reason.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. So, yeah, the initial idea of our halfway point was going to be in Missouri. We're going to camp one night. I got the brilliant idea to go to Mark Twain National Forest because it wasn't far off the highway. But when we got to the spot I thought would be good to camp at, there was just a ton of bugs. So that was a no-go. And the backup plan was Cracker Barrel parking lot.
Where we stayed for the night.
It was a little rough the first night because it was so hot. There's no air conditioning.
It was so hot.
The windows are cracked, so you only rely on airflow. Slight defect of camping in a uncamping modified Tahoe. Future Tahoe definitely needs to have a vent in it to push air.
Mm-hmm.
That would have helped a lot. That, and it was along a highway. So
it was loud.
My typical standard operating procedure for camping in the Tahoe is just crack the windows, and normally just a little breeze blows through, and that's all you need. It's pretty nice. But having the windows on the highway side cracked, the highway noise just poured in all night long. Between that and the parking lot lights, I did not sleep well.
Yeah, lights shining in our faces all night. I did not sleep all that first night either.
Yeah, that was rough. Topeka! We're in Kansas, looking back at Kansas City. The surprising part about Kansas City is most of it's in Missouri. Kansas.
The wind turbines.
Kansas is mostly comprised of wind turbines, including that filthy boy.
Super
we don't
flat.
Have many
not
of those
many
around
houses in
us.
sight.
No. Strong Trump country.
Yeah.
And then these plants. I forget what these plants are called, but you asked what they were. I looked them up, and I forgot. I'll look them up again. Oh, that's typical Kansas.
Yeah.
Stereotypical Kansas. At least as someone who likes storm chasing movies, that looks normal. Special tractor. You skipped leg day. Never skip leg day. Dairy Queen
Had to stop for ice cream because it was so hot.
I mean, yeah, the AC worked and all, but it was still nice to stop for ice cream.
Was it on the way there or on the way back that whoever was in the driver's seat, the sun was shining from that side, so it was so hot to be sitting in the driver's seat, being the one driving?
On the way there, driver's seat was hot because driver's side was facing the south the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was hot. So we're just here vibing along in Kansas. How's Kansas?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Lots of Kansas everywhere. Kansas as far as the eye can see. It's a little dirty over there right now.
Very flat.
Open to storm chase any minute. Colorado. We go over it very quickly in this video, but it was a whole 2-day journey to get to Colorado.
Yeah.
But the best part was this guy on the motorcycle. He got to Colorado. He took a picture of his motorcycle in front of the sign. Monumental task, though. Like, oh, yeah, I got my bike. And then first part of Colorado looks just like Kansas. Oh, and then this.
The pressure.
Yes, we normally live around 1,000 feet above sea level. But when we got into Colorado, we were, I think, about 5,000 or 6,000 feet above sea level. Things that are in closed containers, they behave differently at different altitudes. And on your way up, there's more pressure in the bottle. So when you open it and there's mustard on the bottom,
yeah,
where'd the mustard go?
Honey mustard exploded on me.
Yes. And that's the highlight right here. But also, Jazmyn was making me hamburgers at the time. So it was great. We were bopping along, driving through Colorado. Jazmyn making me hamburgers. Got a picture of them on the dashboard.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Still wind turbines. That looks Colorado-y. I think so. So you get to the Rockies. Into the sunset! Oh, you still remember, huh? Where are we driving?
Colorado Springs!
To the west.
I felt so bad that you were driving us into Colorado Springs because, like, in that picture, you can see the sun was literally just shining right into your face. You could not see anything.
Yeah. The few towns before we got to Colorado Springs, I literally did not see them. I didn't see them till we left. I'm like, oh, that's what this stuff looked like. It was pretty blinding the whole way there because the sunset on the horizon, just having to drive into it for a couple hours. But I had sunglasses, sun visor. We lived. Seeing those.
There was a rainbow in that cloud.
Rainbowy cloud things. Getting closer to the Rocky Mountains, though. After a 2-day journey, it's a great sight to see.
Sunsets were so pretty.
Heck yeah. And then finally, getting to Colorado
We made
Springs.
it!
And then freaking, There's a guy from Alaska in front of us just when we thought we drove far. Freaking truck from Alaska. That's definitely further than us.
Yeah.
But it was still a far trip.
It was an Airbnb.
Yep. It felt so good to be at the Airbnb after 2 days of driving.
Yes.
Finally, some relaxing. Journey accomplished. And then, of course, you got to look back at the GPS. We went a long freaking way. And
In and out.
our first day there, I had to go pick up my tuxedo rental. And then not far away was an In-N-Out. And being East Coasters, we have no idea about In-N-Out.
Hot take. Didn't love it.
Didn't love it. I thought it was decent. But, you know, nothing mind-blowing.
No. Meh.
Yeah. Meh.
Meh.
Oh, no. In-N-Out. Meh.
Meh.
Not wrong. Definitely overhyped.
It was not
extremely
bad.
crowded. Place is freaking packed.
I wouldn't choose it, I guess.
Yeah. Wouldn't choose it when there's another option right by that we're going to save for later. Well, in In-N-Out, we, a couple sat next to us that, I forget, started asking us some questions or something. Oh, I think they recommended us whatever the special fries were, like the loaded fries,
The
garbage
animal
fries.
style, I think.
Yeah, animal
Yeah.
style. They asked if we ever had those. We got to talking, and then, of course, we're new to the area. Asked them what to do, and they just, like, broke it down thing by thing, all the
Yeah.
best things to do in Colorado, which sadly, did we do any of them?
Garden of the Gods.
Did they recommend Garden of the Gods?
I think so.
Okay, good. We did that. We did Garden of the Gods. They recommended the incline, which is apparently thousands of steps to climb
Yeah.
up the mountain.
We did not do that.
Didn't do that yet because to do any significant portion of it, it'd take time. We didn't have a ton of time. So skip
Yeah.
that. They recommended the Broadmoor Hotel. That was a ritzy area.
We did want to do that, but we kind of ran out of time.
Yes, I thought that'd be good. If we dressed up for the wedding, we could be fancy while we're there.
Yeah.
But there just was not enough time on the wedding day. And they recommended some other off-roady places, some old gold mining stuff. It was more south of town. Didn't get to do that. But we just got to go back.
We do have to go back.
Got to see the south end of town. But yeah, I'm just driving
And I
around
loved
Colorado
walking
Springs.
outside and just seeing the mountains.
Every time you leave a building.
Pretty.
Incredible. There's mountains. I don't know why. And then another thing that we thought was only West Coast that we're taking advantage of, there's a freaking Whole Foods there. Spoiler alert, we have a Whole Foods 2 hours away. We didn't realize that at the time. Like, oh yeah, Whole Foods, we definitely got to check that out. They got fancy soaps on display.
Yeah.
But
So we drove to Whole Foods 2 hours away recently.
Yeah.
To go again.
yeah, we're filming this about 2 months later. So we
Yeah.
got plenty of times to collect our thoughts and visit
Yeah.
a nearby Whole Foods.
Yes.
But definitely like Whole Foods. Don't want to shop generally there because it is more expensive. But
Yeah.
they
I was
have
impressed with
interesting
their soap
things.
display.
Soap.
Pretty cool.
And not too long ago, I discovered a great honey mustard that doesn't have any bad ingredients in it. And I just get it off of Amazon and it's Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing it in store, I was like, oh yeah,
Yes.
finally made it. It's the little things like, oh, this is where it lives. But yeah, then you walk out of Whole Foods, boom, mountains. Fantastic.
Stunning.
Great way to live. Then we got our Airbnb host a little plant gift,
Mm-hmm.
a little calanchoe.
Well, thank you.
And
Watching our church service.
yes, getting ready for the rehearsals on a Sunday. So since there's a 2-hour time difference, they're 2 hours behind back there. But we were getting ready like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then our church is at 10. So it worked out pretty nice. Probably the furthest away streamer that day, but it was nice to see a little bit of home.
Yeah.
1,000 miles away from home. Then this is me learning the ways of women. I was just casually sitting in the living room, ready to go. And then I look over and see Jazmyn sitting in the sink. What do you call this?
It takes a while, so you get tired. You don't want to stand the whole time. And it's better to be closer to a mirror so you can see what you're doing. So you sit in the sink.
I love it. I just was not expecting it. Like, oh yeah, she's perched in the sink. All right, that works. And the wedding venue,
Mm-hmm.
going for the rehearsal. It's a bit of a dreary
Beautiful
day.
venue.
It's the day before the wedding, a little concerning. It's dreary. It's cold. Got
And
almost
raining.
snow.
It was raining too.
Then yours truly standing in line,
So
green
handsome.
jacket, also being stalked by my number one fan. That's where the picture's courtesy of. Then the biggest ripoff of this entire wedding. I like to encourage everyone to have fun pictures. None of us are Jewish that we know of. This should have happened at the wedding, but after this test drive, groom said no. Hard no. Don't know why he's freaked out about it, but it's okay.
And he even had his wife tell you no, too, to make sure it really didn't happen.
Yes. Oh, man.
He was terrified you guys were going to do it.
The photographer had strict instructions from the bride that there was no one's feet to come off the ground on the wedding day. I was so disappointed. But hey, not my wedding. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
It's okay. We respected that. I think I keep everyone's feet on the ground that day. I didn't throw you anywhere, did I?
Not that I remember.
Nah, we got to work on aerials. But here's a little bit of the bachelor party fun. Shooting pews. Shooting pews that like to shoot you very fast. That's good bachelor party stuff.
Pew pew.
So, what were you doing during the bachelor party?
I was bored out of my friggin' mind.
At the Airbnb?
Yes.
Shame.
I talked to my mom for probably an hour or so. Ate some cookies. Watched a movie. Did some coloring. I don't know. I didn't know what to do and I missed you.
That was the only part of the trip we were away from each other.
Yeah. And it was horrible. But you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So,
didn't get drunk.
no.
Wanted to try it out. Apparently at higher elevations, alcohol hits you harder. And I don't even drink. But I want to have a little snip or something just to see, does it?
Yeah.
But 2 drinks later, no, I was still fine. So that's nice.
I was his DD.
Yeah.
So he texted me when he was ready for me to come pick him up. And I had no idea what I was coming to. I didn't know how he was going to be. When I got there, he's all chipper with a smile on his face and a pizza in his hand. Hey!
There was extra pizza.
Oh, he's not drunk.
Which also was amazing. I forget what it was called, but it had a ton of cheese on it, and I'd never tasted pizza like this. We need to go back.
Just for the pizza?
Kinda. Just illegal for you to have.
Yeah.
All the cheese. So now, wedding day, we got an Airbnb with a hot tub because we love hot tubs. So get a little hot tub in before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Then, oh yeah, all dressed up and
So
ready to go to the wedding.
You're so hot in that suit.
That was a good look. That's typical though. Running a little late, didn't have time to put my tie in yet. I don't know why. Time just flies by when you're getting ready. You got to be really ahead of that game. That's where, hot tub ahead of time could have been a bad idea. Took a little time out
Yeah,
there.
I'm glad we did it.
Absolutely. It all worked out. It's fine. So at the wedding, after assembling with the groomsmen, it was time to get pictures. And then Jazmyn, since she's not in the wedding, was sitting in the Tahoe waiting for stuff to start. And we came outside to get some pictures. And I got some good stalker shots here. The best part was, though, the best man was watching me like strut around outside. And he's like, what are you doing? And he was standing right beside Jazmyn in the Tahoe. And I told him, it's my girlfriend taking pictures. He was like, whoa!
He didn't see me.
He did not expect her to be standing there. Or sitting there in the vehicle. So
you should be a model, love.
Oh, thank you.
So handsome.
Do the old. They had their what do you call it? Yeah, get whatever the guest book is you sign and write something in. They had a Polaroid camera. You take your Polaroid, stick your picture in there, and then write something.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Very cute idea.
We got a nice picture from it. And the only thing I regret, we didn't get more pictures of us looking that good.
Yeah.
But we at least got this. Very good day.
Pennsylvania at 5'9", whose hair is perfectly kept. It's rumored he sleeps in a hairnet. Hunter Holzer!
Fear me. That's basically my attitude coming out. It's like, okay, how do I make this epic? Oh, then it's dancing time.
That was a lot of fun, the reception.
Dancing at high elevations wasn't too bad. Just we go hard for church clap.
Yeah.
And that was something. Yeah, I think that's the most winded we got the entire trip. Because it is a little different being at high elevations. Allegedly, alcohol hits you harder and you lose weight. I did lose weight. I did. But I'd blame it more on water. I was probably not keeping up with water.
Yeah.
But those are the two things, and you get winded. The other thing is for like the bridal party prank, we filled up balloons and threw them all in the car. And everyone got winded except me and the guy who loves hiking. So that'll hit you too.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, I'm done blowing up balloons. But then again, maybe they were just out of shape. Round is a shape. No. We didn't know it yet. This was right before we walked into Whataburger. It was positioned nicely across the street from In-N-Out. So, like, I think we've also heard of Whataburger, but not nearly to the amount of In-N-Out.
Yeah.
But my friend who lives there, he said, yeah, In-N-Out's overrated, but Whataburger's good. So I had to try Whataburger. Now, this specific one was in southern Colorado Springs, and it was the nicest one of all the ones we visited. Probably mostly it was well kept, and the people there working there were just very nice.
Very, very
Like,
nice.
we had to wait
Very
5 seconds
friendly.
in line, and the lady at the cash register was apologizing for our long wait. She gave us coupons,
Yeah, she was so sweet.
which was kind of a really high mark to satisfy none of the Whataburgers with this nice. Like,
yeah.
we had much longer waits at all the rest of them, and they didn't give us coupons. So
They didn't
this
care.
one's the best. Sadly, we only visited it once because it was on the south end of town. That's not where we were.
Mm-hmm.
I was just near the Tuxedo Rental place. But yeah, our first experience, we did not know. We just like, okay, this place looks kind of cool. Not a bad looking place. And of course, you know, the hamburgers get there.
Spicy ketchup.
Spicy ketchup isn't that
was new.
spicy, but the spicy chicken sandwich is very spicy. So
Yeah, I was impressed. Usually fast food places, they say it's a spicy chicken. It's not hot. But that was spicy.
it was.
I
Can
liked it.
confirm.
Yeah.
And then this place is like Burger King. They don't put cheese on the hamburger by default. So I didn't know that. Got one without cheese. But that worked out well because Jazmyn can't
I can
have
try
cheese.
it.
And she took one bite of it. And she's like, what were you like?
I died and went to heaven.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
So good.
Whataburger. Your own slice of heaven.
He has an addiction to burgers, and I never quite understood it until I had a Whataburger.
They're pretty good. Apparently they do a
Yeah.
special meat blend. It's like good cuts of beef. I don't know. Angus.
I think there's
sirloin.
brisket in it.
Oh yeah, brisket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that. So there's
So
reasons for it to
good.
be good. And allegedly the original Big Burger, suck it, Burger King. Texas based. Shame there's not more of them. Bebopping around Colorado Springs. Mountains everywhere. Mountains. More mountains. Mountains at the gas station.
All the mountains. I took a picture of that because I thought it was funny. I sent it to my sister.
Honey pot. That's the only
Yeah.
pot shop I noticed. You notice any others?
I saw quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was driving. Wasn't looking to get that kind of high. I was already high enough.
Yeah, I know.
Most of Colorado Springs is 6,000 feet
My
or
sister
above.
asked if I got high in Colorado, and I was like,
Not your kind.
not that kind. We went up in the mountains.
Garden of Gods, a must.
Yeah.
Something that people say is a must see, but after having been there, absolutely. That place is gorgeous, and it's kind of like different kind of rock formations than the rest of the area. So
Very beautiful.
definitely cool to see. Cracked rock.
I love that picture.
Very cool with the sun getting around.
Yeah.
Pointy rocks. And then mimicking the rock. Rock's doing a whatever this symbol is. Oh yeah, that looks like the mountain lion on that rock. Then the balanced
I feel
rock.
like the pictures don't even do it justice.
It-
I mean,
yeah.
it was incredible. Holding up the rock with one arm.
Strong. You work out?
Yeah, you just don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting eaten by a rock.
Ain't no fang.
My hero.
Hey girl. We went on a short-ish hike. Hard rock.
rock.
It's so sad we had to leave it behind. It was like freaking this big. I forgot.
was
That's a
big.
hunk of quartz. That crap lights up. If you put a light on it, it illuminates. Like, I'm sure they don't want you, / it's illegal to take rocks from there. Alas, the heart rock will remain. Cactus! I've never seen a cactus in real life before, like in the wild. And there was. It's along the hiking trail.
I love how excited you were when you saw it.
I'd never seen a cactus at all.
Very Colorado.
Yeah. The Siamese twins
Yep.
rock?
Yep. The name didn't make sense until seeing it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see it. Nice shot through the Siamese twins.
All right, now look.
And you've never seen someone look like Gumby before, like bending?
I was like, what is he doing?
You're like, you're taking a picture of me? I'll take a picture of you. Yeah. What now? Thus continues the off-roading on foot. How far out are we?
A mile.
Seems longer.
Yeah, it does.
These wide open spaces. Still no sign of lizards, only tiny cactus. Great little place to hike. It was pretty hot that day.
Yeah.
We had some British people just stop us on the trail, be like, hey, do you know where the cabins are or something? They were like parched, they had no water. They're about to die. And they're like, no, we don't know where that is, but the trading post is just down that way. You can get some water there. So hopefully they didn't die. We didn't see them dead on the way back, so I think the odds are good they didn't.
I think they made it.
Yeah, I think at least crawled there. They're a nice hike though. I haven't been to California, but it reminds me of places I've seen in California. Pictures
It's
of
kind
the
of like
stuff.
California. Yeah.
California.
California.
The road
Why did I say that?
going up
weird?
into the mountains from this place reminded me of like Hollywood Hills, California type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there we are, going up the hills. What are these people doing? Oh, we could drove to here. These suckers. I like that we keep going up.
Yeah. So pretty.
Yeah. It looked like we were so high up, but that's cute compared to how high we actually were.
Yeah.
Oh, look how much you can see from here.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Glad it's only 76 out. This would be hot. It's hotter. That adds up. And then the most peculiar thing, our plan after the Airbnb and the wedding was to go camping in the national forests. Here's the national forest, and all that red and blue area is, no, you can't camp there. Great. So our plan was to camp in the forest, and I was like, well, we're going to have to postpone that one, see what we can actually do.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too, because driving on some of the trails through the national forest when we were off-roading, one side of the street you could camp on and one side you couldn't.
Yeah,
we were like driving on the line.
Camp here? Can't camp here. Quiet when we were hiking. You only heard cars up the roads right there.
Yeah. I love it though. Sexy how noises.
Tacos. Land Rovers. Bougie off-roaders. More balanced rocks than just hanging out. Still all so cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go back.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Let's go now.
I think I've had, so far since the trip though, I've had 2 dreams that we were going back.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to go back.
Can't even keep it out of my dreams.
That
Fake
was the
cactus.
Trader's Post or gift shop.
Found some good mugs. Interesting tourist jeeps. Heard of GMT 800s.
Hot tubbing.
Last night in the hot tub. Which
That
is
was
okay.
really nice.
Because our goal after the Airbnb was to go camp. We to go camp in the woods. So this is part of it. During the wedding stuff, we wanted the Airbnb. Easy place to go back to. Then the next day we set off on our own. Climbed Pikes Peak. Halfway is in my math mind. Our first thing at Keller, going up Pikes Peak. Which is slightly ironic. Well, now, of course, we didn't see all of Colorado, but the signs welcome you into Colorado say Colorful Colorado. There's like 3 colors, at least in the fall. There's the color of the mountains, which is, you know, kind of red, dark brown. Evergreens, green. And then the yellow aspens, as seen here. 3 colors. And I guess white for snow. It had it rained in Colorado Springs the first day there, but it snowed on the mountains. Okay, 4 colors. They got 4. I really don't count white though. So you count white?
It's a color.
This would be kind of like what that Black Bear Pass would be, except not paved. Black Bear Pass would be this, 1 lane, gravel, going down a hill like that. Ooh, doggies.
Above the tree line at this point.
Heck yeah. Never been higher. Holy shillelagh.
Whoa.
Can you see home from there?
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know why no one told us Pikes Peak must see. Absolutely.
Snow.
Wow. I'd be shocked if we can't see Kansas up there. That was high, and like no guardrails.
Very high.
At this point, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done taking pictures. Jasmine, just you take pictures from now
Yeah.
on. I'll keep us
Like,
on
I
the
gotta
mountain."
focus on the road here.
Thanks. Sand dunes would have been nice, but I believe this is a can't miss.
Snow-capped mountain.
It's so cool.
Almost to the top.
A little over 1,000 feet to go.
Yep. Into the sky.
A few times we just like point the Tahoe to the sky. It's either off-roading or climbing a mountain. Like, oh wow, nothing but blue.
Yeah.
We got what, less than 1,000 feet to still go up?
Yep, we got about 500 feet to go. Still a mile. Making it up. Trans temp still low. Nice.
Top of
Into
Pikes
the
Peak.
peak. That was 14,000 feet above sea level. Heck yeah. I didn't get on video the first time, so I'm done now. Want to throw some at me?
Love.
No.
10-10 would do again.
No.
I mean, you're safe around me. But
Not
by the same
really.
thing, you're not safe around me. Oh crap, I got a little dizzy. Gotta be careful running. Okay, I christened the Tahoe. It has hit Pikes Peak. Yeah, it was cold too. It was in the 70s down in Colorado Springs, but that's like 8,000 feet higher. It was in the 40s.
It didn't
Someone-
feel bad though. I was in shorts
Yeah, someone decided to wear shorts.
after you told me to wear pants too.
Yeah,
I just didn't. It was warm outside.
it was still
At
pretty
the
nice.
bottom
Though.
of the mountain.
Being that high, there's less atmosphere, so the sun's really bright
Yeah.
and pretty effective. I wasn't planning on leaving that in there, but I might say there's a secret scene that can never air and just have the audio play.
I like it.
And there was succulents up on the mountain. Don't know what they're doing up there, but they're living. Wonder if someone dropped their plant. Overall, it was really cool being on the top of the mountain, but the climb was better.
Yeah,
The
the
views on the
views
climb.
on the way up were just stunning. And then you get to the top of the mountain, you're kind of like,
It's
there's
so
not much
high
to
up.
look at.
Yeah, it's so high up. Everything's really tiny. You're just mostly seeing an overview
Yeah.
of everything. Here we are, 14,000 feet up. Are we shivering our butts off?
A little bit.
Not me.
You want me to take a picture of you guys?
Sure, that'd be great. Strangers just offering to take our pictures.
Yeah,
That's
everyone
a
was so
little new.
sweet.
It happened twice. I know. I offered for the second one. We're gonna see how far we can throw the ball at Pikes Peak. And it never hit the ground. Splat. Was the trip so long we developed a secret handshake?
Yes.
There you have it. Big numbers on the GPS. It's going to take a lot to beat that. Actually, I don't know if you can beat that. This is probably like one of the highest things you can drive up. Bruh. Yeah, if you're scared of heights, don't go up this. Are you a little scared of heights? You did really good. You did really good then.
You're not allowed to ride the car train down if you drove up.
Oh.
I don't know what the specifics behind holy crap that is. What a drop. What a drop is that? Eyes on the road. Me, that is.
Because, yeah, that's really high up, and there's really steep things with no guardrail.
And it says to make sure you drink lots of water.
Tahoe update. A lot cooler on the way down. I think that was, I don't remember, I just said if it was first or second gear, but we like used no brakes on the way down because I just had it in low gear. Because we don't show it, but they check your brakes halfway down to make sure they're not overheating. And I don't know if the lady there just didn't believe how cold the brakes were, but she took a hot second to measure the temperature, and my wheels are pretty open, so like, what's the holdup?
She was like, no, that can't be right.
Yeah, that can't be right.
That view
And
was
this great
incredible.
shot. Want to tell the story of this one?
So Hunter and I are standing there like that at the fence, and there were these people on the bench behind us. We didn't really speak to them or anything, but we start hearing the crunch of like shoes walking up behind us, and we didn't really look around or whatever. And then we just hear this voice that says, "Don't move." Do either of you have a phone? And Hunter's like, well, I have to move to get my phone. And he was like, well, I want to take a picture of you guys. You guys are so cute. So Hunter gave them his phone, and we heard like a click of an actual camera too. So I think they stole some pictures of us.
They took their
For
own pictures with, like a DSLR.
But he was so sweet. You took some pictures of us for us.
I mean, look at it. We looked great.
Yeah. And the view was just
Oh, yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah, that was after we came back off the mountain, and just it was a nice place to pull over and just soak in the yellow
Yeah.
aspens, mountains, snow.
And it was nice and warm after being at the top of the
It was. Look, we're hardly wearing anything. Look at you.
Yeah.
Took off your sweatshirt.
Took my sweater off.
Time to party.
Nice and
Then
warm.
what do you like seeing about this? Bigfoot.
I just thought it was funny.
Bigfoot crossing.
And I don't know if you saw it or not. I think I pointed it out to you. On the way up, there was like a black painted like outline of Bigfoot in the woods somewhere. I
Yeah.
don't remember exactly where it was, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember you pointing it out to me. I don't remember what part it was on. So they got a
It was just
Bigfoot,
funny.
Bigfoot addiction on the mountain.
Yeah.
Apparently the employees are bored and they're like, hey, tell a tourist Bigfoot's out there. Coffee break. Little out of the way coffee shops. What was this?
Yeah.
The human bean. That was a nice one. They put little
Yeah,
coffee beans
that was
covered in
really
chocolate on it.
good.
Yeah, that was our last coffee before we head into the wilderness.
It was tiny and only drive through.
Yeah, only tiny, like a little hut.
This is an actual street. We're not off-roading yet.
Our way making it into the woods.
Off-roading in Colorado.
Doing some serious stuff. Oh wow, that's nice.
What you think, love?
I love it. It's amazing.
It was pretty remote except that one guy in the Jeep that was following us. The trail we were on, it went through private property and I guess we'll say government property. And there was scary signs there. Really should have got a picture of the sign. Maybe I can find one on the internet. But saying like, this is illegal. But the guy behind us is like, don't worry about the scary signs. It's just a right of way. Just don't go off the road. Don't do that. So yeah.
So we followed him into
We
the
followed
national
him,
forest.
All the trees are so yellow.
That's Colorado.
So
What's this?
dirty.
Tourist sign. You're not supposed to be here. Tourist sign.
But this was pretty remote because over the next day we were on this trail. We camped there. We only saw one vehicle drive by in the morning. That was it.
Mhm.
There was no one there. So the scary
It was
signs
really
work.
nice.
It also
Little
is
yellow.
going into national forest property. So it's like the only way to get to that national forest property. So
Yeah.
we had to do it. It was some incredible off-roading. Even the easy stuff getting in there. Like it wasn't bad beside it was really bumpy. There was lots of potholes, lots and lots. It was super bumpy, so we aired down the tires. Give it a little softer ride.
That's nice.
That
What?
helped.
It was just so cool. Okay, here's my fun part.
Pressurized.
Being at a high altitude, these fruit snacks came from a low altitude. So they're like in the bag. I've been searching for one of these signs my entire life. High clearance 4x4s only. Here on the East Coast, there's like none of these. We finally went somewhere that said high clearance 4x4 only. I think it's from
Pretty
like
cool.
there over. There's lots out west, but yeah, I had never seen one until this. I was like, can you please go out and get a picture?
Yes, he was so excited.
Good thing we got the high ho for this. So that's when you know it's going to be good. In public land. Great times. And overall, we'll see through this. It doesn't look like much hardcore off-roading, but you had to get pretty flexy in a lot of places, so cars definitely can't make it without damaging something, at the least.
And we were on mostly green and blue trails.
This one right now is a blue trail, so it's a little more difficult. Green's easy, blue's the next, and it goes
Yeah.
black-red. So you had to have somewhat of an off-roader to actually navigate these. Cool though. Man, if we had this kind of thing close by, it'd be incredible.
Yes.
Number one pet peeve though, every time I've shown this video to family or friends, they're like, you left Jazmyn behind. No, I didn't leave Jazmyn behind. She's obviously here right now. Where'd their eyes go?
So he stopped and waited for me.
Waited for her little legs to catch up. Don't want to go too far.
Wait for me, I got little legs.
Yes. I will wait for you.
This was our first campsite, the first night.
So I think we just found the most incredible campsite. Holy cow, will you look at that? What do you think?
It's breathtaking.
Puddle.
Breathtaking indeed. Rock's not too bad either.
Ah.
And we actually had a view of Pikes Peak from there. So that was cool.
What do we name it?
Pride Rock.
Pride Rock.
Yeah, I don't think you can see from the video so far, but it is like a rock that jets out into the hillside. When we were leaving the next day, I take a picture from the other side of the valley. And you can see, yeah, it's not wrong. Just, there was one big rock in the way stopping us from getting to the end. So it was just really, you could not get out there. You need some ladders or something. It's pretty dangerous too, because it's pretty high up, and the rock is really grippy. So it'd be like really easy to trip while just walking on it. But thankfully, I don't think we were tripped. At least for my hiking boots, it was super grippy.
Yeah, I did a little bit, but not towards the
Yeah.
cliff.
It was, this was a, we're far out there. And yeah, you don't want to have any injury like that. You don't want to fall off this cliff.
This place is insane. That's a huge rock. This is a steep rock. That's a big pile of rocks.
Yeah, when you were standing on that rock is very steep.
Yeah.
I didn't trust myself to go down there.
Yeah, if it was wet, that'd be a hard pass. You would not want to go down that because you could slip right off of it.
Yeah.
Even though I just said it's super grippy, some of the rocks were smooth. The main rock we were on was very aggressively textured.
Yeah.
But awesome scenery. Like as soon as we stumbled upon this, we're like, yeah, we're camping here. Yeah. And you can camp anywhere in the national forest that wasn't marked on the map as no camp.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, incredible place, big rocks. We have some big rock areas around us, but nothing quite matches this. Don't know if it's because we're just used to it. This had a stunning view, like all around.
And that's Pikes Peak.
It's good to
Off the
see
left there.
one of us in the pictures kind of give a scale. Like these are some big rocks.
Yeah.
Because if you just take a picture of
Huge.
them, it's hard to tell how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big hoe. So you know that rock big. And just like piles of rocks. Why were they so neat? It's just like, that's a nice pile of rocks. You can tell it's a pile of rocks because the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we had a fantastic meal time. We had a little toe tapper there, but we ate dinner just sitting on the side of the rock. What did we have? Did we have cold hamburgers for that?
I think we had
think we
cold
did.
hamburgers
Yeah.
and green beans.
Yeah, fitting into the day, sun setting as our feet are off the rock, and then
As soon as the sun went down, it was cold. It was
yeah.
freezing.
Since we didn't want to chance bugs, I don't think there was bugs around, but we got in the Tahoe and ready to sleep before or just about as the sun went down, so we wouldn't have to be out when it's cold or whatever. We don't have to wash off when it's cold. And we watched Red Notice in 2 parts.
Yes.
Wonderful memory in the middle of nowhere. And we're back
Yeah.
to waking up in the morning, and everything's still there in the morning. Pikes Peak in the distance. Looks like a wild party, but it was just windy that day, so the chair just had too much, okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful view for breakfast.
I have an obsession with bees. I found a capital bee on it.
And yeah, this is technically trash that was just laying there. It was what kind of
Yeah.
model?
I don't know.
But there was, like, for our campsites around us, there's normally trash. It's not a ton, but you can see there's evidence of people being there. This one had like that and one other piece, and there was nothing there. There was evidence of a fire being around before, but otherwise, very pristine.
Yeah.
Not so much the next one. Next campsite we're at. It was a next campsite, something that was easy to get to, while this was more difficult to get to. What do we have here? Dried flower?
Of some kind. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool.
Pikey Peak. Taken with the DSLR, so a little better quality. Puddle, but that's pretty zoomed out. It's hard to tell it's a puddle. Yeah, looking back later, the DSLR did take a lot clearer photos when you zoomed in, so it's like, I should have taken more. I had to take some. These are all the DSLR photos. Mountain coffee. My cold brew addiction came with us. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was cold brew I made at home, and
Yeah.
I stretched it out. I basically had just one a day, and it lasted most of the trip.
Was it this campsite or the next one that had like the carabiners or whatever like screwed into the rock?
This one had the carabiners. People who have been like rock climbing on these things.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know if it was rappelling or something like that. There was some like mount points on the main part of this big rock. So people have been climbing it. Here's my attempt of I liked seeing my shadow and I want to look like a starfish, but how do I hold my phone, take a picture, and look like a starfish? Voila.
You did a great job.
I think it just kind of looks funny. Like, what's he doing? It's like a gingerbread man just existing.
That's
So,
your
yeah.
vertical.
This is panoramas
Panorama.
in different ways, just trying to capture how big everything is. Because, yeah, single pictures, even with wide angle lenses, it's just like, it's hard to capture.
It doesn't do it justice.
So I tried doing some panoramas. And they help a little bit, but it needs to be a panorama and then on a big screen.
It was so windy.
Our campsite last night and our view waking up this morning. Crazy. The other side is better. Hi, Lovey.
Hi, how's it going?
Whoa. I feel puny. Get a load of this. That's Pikes Peak. We were up there yesterday morning. It's a long way down.
Long way down.
I'm really glad you took this video. Like, you went through that little tunnel thing. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. I love how I just ignored your question and kept walking.
You were in reporter mode. You're on a mission from
I'm
God.
on a mission from God.
I gotta go show off this rock. Look at that big pile of rock. I don't think I've dreamed about being in this exact spot since we were there, but this is like the most I come back to when thinking about the trip. Thinking how cool it's going to be here again.
Yeah.
Like, how much of an adventure this was, and like this spot's just out in the wilderness waiting. It's like just still out there. Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about the bird baths?
Well, you can see a little bit there. It's just like natural little bird bath formations in the rocks. That one, and then the one from the video the night before. The first one you saw was completely clean. There was nothing in it, but that one had bird feathers and stuff in it. They were hardcore bathing in that bath.
They might have been drinking out of the other one.
Maybe. If they
Bathing
were
one,
very
drink out
clean
the other.
birds, I don't know if they're that organized, but all the birds we saw were new. I think the only thing familiar was a crow, but it was a big crow, the Magnum crows. Otherwise, they were all different birds. I don't know what they were. And there was some bird wars going on in this area. They were all riding the currents, fighting crows and whatnot, and doing missions. I don't know, but bird stuff.
Mission.
Yeah, I needed a camera with a better lens to capture any of them, other than the crows on the second morning camping. You can see. We'll get there. Something slightly interesting to me, how dry it was there. The lowest we saw was right here at 17% humidity. That never happens where we live. Like maybe 35 is the lowest. But it was so dry that like normally ice in the cooler sweats, like condensates on the outside. No, cooler completely dry. Just ice being ice. Weird.
Our skin was dry too. Like my
I guess
face hurt.
that was another
my skin
thing.
was so dry.
I got a sinus infection at least from being here. Probably from more of the altitude. Could be the dryness. But yeah, our skin was really dry for the whole trip.
Yeah.
Also new, at least for not being winter. And then I think one of the coolest pictures we got on this trip
I think
is
that's my
us standing
favorite
on the
one.
rock looking out the Pikes Peak. We did it in one shot. Just boom. That's perfect. Done. The only concern I had was I had my travel tripod, which is pretty light, and it was pretty windy. Just my phone sitting in that. So it literally could have blown off and had been in a crevice or something. Could have been very difficult to recover, but hey, sometimes you just got to send it for the gram.
God was on our side.
Thank you, Lord. He was on our side for the whole trip.
Yeah, he
We
really
should probably
was.
talk about that in some regard, but my only regret, I didn't do this faster because it looked kind of boring just watching it. But it's okay. Wasn't trying to break anything.
It's hard to tell in the videos, but the trails were harder than they look.
Also, toot the Tahoe horn. The Tahoe makes it look easy, but if you watch the tires, they're all going up and down a lot. But it doesn't look like it's much effort to do it because the Tahoe just works.
The Tahoe's great.
Oh look, I left Jazmyn behind again.
Don't leave me. I belong.
Nothing like bopping through the backwoods of Colorado while listening to John Denver.
I feel it watching the video.
It was very bumpy inside the Tahoe still. Tried to go slow, but it was very much getting thrown from side to side a lot.
So now it's better to be closer to the tree so we're not leaning into the tree instead. We're in that dip.
And it was pretty tight on those trails. I wouldn't want to take anything wider than the Tahoe. Because there was one spot, well, two spots. One spot for sure that literally it was about just as wide as something that would fit through. And another one, there was rocks that got off camera, rocks on each side. And the back driver's side window came within like 1 inch of hitting a rock. Sadly, not on video. But dang, that was close. And doing it again, I should have stopped. I stacked some sticks under the front tire so it'd get it away from the rock. Because it was really close. We'd leaned a little more in it. It'd been a call to safe light. But something to think about. As prepared as I like to be, there's a limit you need to take sometimes.
Alright, this must be the offshoot. Dead end. Dead ass.
Ah, I was going to say that. I was feeling it in my mind, like, come on, say it. Say it. No, you're going to say it. It's just the word association game. I can feel it. I feel it now. Here's where I have the most questions about my judgments, because at the time, it looked like I needed to go over this rock. But watching the video again, I could have just driven around it because that was a nasty hit. Thankfully, didn't really damage anything because I had a body mount. Kind of like folded it back. I could probably hammer it out. Haven't tried yet, but hey, thankfully, nothing was really damaged. That was a good hit though. That rock rolled and we came down on it. I was like, eh. But I'm glad you were outside to capture that at least.
Yeah.
At least when things go wrong, it's nice to have it on video. Also not nice because then I look back and I'm like, there's so much room on the side there. Why did I just? But I remember very specifically that like it looked like the only line I could take because there was no more room on the other side. So I don't know. It's just how it goes.
You did
sometimes.
the best you could with the information you had at the time.
Thank you for that. But yeah, it's one of those things looking back. You all know I did the wrong thing, but at the time,
it did not look like you had that much room.
And there was another big thing of a lot of places along the trail. The trail leaned into a tree that was leaning this way, so it was hard to like not. I thankfully, did not tap the Tahoe on any of those, but it was pretty narrow. Also, it was around this point there was literally no running water, which is extremely foreign because where we live it rains all the time and there's water everywhere. But like only at the bottom of this valley we went through there was some mud puddles. It's the only mud we got on it. And that was the only water we saw the entire time. So I always like to think of if you had to survive in the woods around here, at least water's easy. Here, there's no water and the air's dry. Like there's things you can do to pull water out of the air, but that'd be really difficult. So bring water. This was probably the most intense part, and I didn't want to have you get out for everything. It's nice when you can ride it and experience it too. But if there was anything to film, probably the last part's back here. But then coming up this hill was probably the most intense off-roading we did. It was a lot of flexing getting up it, but there was zero traction problem. So at the same regard, it wouldn't even have been that exciting. It's just been like, oh, okay, he's just driving still. But it was great to be in.
Yeah, this part was
Ledge.
sketchy.
Rocks. Okay.
Still looking back, like this is pretty intense to be doing alone. If something were to break.
Yeah.
Love it if the bros could come out and join in the off-roading because it is really cool to experience, but also have some support. Jazmyn reaction noises. You know it was a bad bump when she ain't made a noise. That was a good hit.
Thought your mirror was gonna hit that tree.
Also an off-roader note, there was so much traction here. Being in 4 low, it made the transfer case whine, which I didn't like, so I did most of it in 2.0 drive. But 2.0 drive was still a little too high for going over obstacles and things. Technically, so I'm working on 2 low.
Dang, this is what we call it on the trail, right?
Yeah.
What's down by that tree? Is it a rock? Does it stick out far there on your side? Down there. I think it was up this rock.
Not much farther than the tree. Yeah, you're good.
Woo! No, we don't have this thing. Ah, it beeped.
And I have an inclinometer in the Tahoe that, like, when you lean too far, it starts beeping. It beeps.
It beeped at him.
I forget what the actual number is, but if it's beeping, it's a pretty good lean.
Yeah. She didn't like that.
Dang.
This is a little nuts.
It is.
Ooh.
Didn't beep on that one. The best lines are often close to the trees.
I mean, normally you can't tell things look too extreme from inside the vehicle, but this actually looks pretty bad. You can see a lot of differences in heights and things. Like, yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking that a 2.0 drive truck could make most of this. Until we get to this creek bed.
You did it, love.
Yeah, we did it.
Good job.
We're alive. No body damage.
It's funny I said no body damage. I don't think I looked at what that rock hit yet. But I guess I was just like, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Also, can we recount the thrill of this is like our home we're driving through this? So like you don't want to wreck your home while driving through this moderate off-roading. So it's a thrill. Basically, yeah, we're 1,000 miles away from home and we're living out of this thing. And then, yeah, let's just off-road. Oh, it's getting a little hairy back there. Perfect time to stop for a lunch.
Got through it like a pro.
You're too kind. Got a good look for the way back. Everyone's gonna be so jealous. So here's Pride Rock, the first campsite from the other side. And it's pretty good distance, but yeah, that's a pretty massive rock formation. Look who's driving us in the off-road parts of Colorado.
I got to drive a little bit.
It was great because before we left, Jazmyn was practicing driving the Tahoe, and you asked, can I do some off-roading when we're there?
I didn't trust myself to do the more extreme stuff, but
Yeah, I'm glad you got to.
Yeah,
do some
I had
driving.
to drive a little bit.
Looking good. One of the reservoirs you can see off in the distance. Some of these campsites were more set up. This campsite had a swing. People like to party. So wait a minute, you're the only one who's swung in Colorado. I didn't get on the swing. Huh.
We have to go back so you can try the
I
swing.
gotta go back so I swing. I love this excuse.
In Whataburger.
Oh, where do they see you?
Second campsite. Our last night camping. Stunning. I didn't think we were going to top the first view, but this is pretty amazing. And we got a nice little fire pit.
Accurate, because after how great that first view was, we were just thinking like, how could we even top this? I mean, we're in Colorado, amazing place, but like, how can we top this?
Yeah.
Then in between here, we went around on some green trails. This campsite's off of a green trail, so easy. More people can do there. There's much more evidence of a lot of people have camped here. People have blown things up. There's little junk.
Glass everywhere.
Yeah, so not as nice.
And there were people camping close to us here too.
Yeah,
Not
there's
super
a
close, but
couple campsites along that ridge,
Yeah.
and like 200 yards away, there was another people camping. We couldn't see them. We just drove up it and down it before just to check it out, make sure we had the best
two
campsite.
people were driving by.
We had the best
too,
campsite.
so.
Yeah, there was a
We
few people
did.
that drove by in the evening darkness, but we don't know what they did. And that's what I like to call Frog Rock, because at least to me, it looks like two eyes and a nose poking up out of the earth, like a frog sitting in like just under the water. Can you see it?
I didn't see it.
You still don't see it?
Nah.
Oh my god, two eyes,
Where?
eyeball,
Oh.
eyeball, nose.
I could see it, I guess.
Yeah, but like in a scummy pond, a frog just like looking up at you, just floating there. You don't see me, right? That's him. But still had a fantastic view, and down the valley is more into the plains, Kansas out that way. And we're closer to Colorado Springs here. You can see it through the opposite side in the trees. Then my only regret here is you looked really good just sitting there. I should have set up the tripod and got a picture with both of us sitting there along this side too. That would have been nice.
Cute.
Pretty darn cool off-roading.
Sometimes off-roading leads you to some really cool places.
Heck yeah. Would you?
It's ironic because in a previous video I said that, but we were at Burger King. So it's like, it's real this time. Another note is this campsite, there's some more noise at this one. You could hear a train off in the distance. It just wasn't completely quiet. But the first campsite was dead quiet. It was like only us there, nothing else. We didn't see any other animals beside birds. But it was like complete silence on the first campsite at Pride Rock. It was something I can't really recall. I don't know, we camp in pretty remote places around us, but I don't know. It was just a different kind of silence.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I
No.
guess. So at the first one, I was more just worried about coming across mountain lions or something.
Yeah, we don't know what to expect because you hear there can be bear problems, so we were pretty
Yeah.
cautious about food storage and stuff, keeping things sealed up. But there was no evidence of animals, but we still don't know how bad it could be. We at least know it's not horrible. We were not visited by any bears that we know of during the night. So this is the next morning. Beautiful sunrise. Massive herd of crows flying around. Glad they came out in the video.
I woke up and I was like half asleep, and I looked outside at the sunrise. And I was like, "Ah, the sky's on fire."
Forgot about
I
that.
fell back asleep.
Accurate though. You and John Denver both agree. The sky's on fire.
The sky's on fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah, bud. Got a little better view of the springs, and then everyone's got a little captain in them.
Aye,
Then the sad part, we're making our way back down the mountain. But still, some really, just even the way down the mountain, we went a different way out than we went in. It's nice, we get to see more. It's actually, the way we came out was definitely the way I'd want to go in next time.
Perfect timing.
yeah.
Beside, on these green trails between campsites, there was the worst horse ribs in the road I've ever felt. Like, I don't know if it was avoidable.
And I did most of the driving on that.
Jazmyn was driving for it, and I thought she should speed up to make it better, but I don't know if that was the right answer or not. They were just violent horse ribs. Everything shook. And it didn't seem like there's any relief from it.
It was
It's like going
awful.
super slow.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
just kind of gunned it through it.
we lived. Like seriously, anyone who lives in Colorado Spring and doesn't like go visit this, what are you doing? Like it's literally right
Why
there.
do you live there? What's
Yeah.
the point?
If you're not exploring the trails that are here, like the green trails, a average SUV could do. Just not the blue stuff that we camped on the first night. Like if we had this at home, I don't even know how much I'd be home. Like
Yeah, I feel like we'd always be out in the woods.
we were just there for 2 days, basically just 2 days, and like there was so much to explore. It'd probably take weeks just in that little section by Colorado Springs.
Yeah, really.
So we gotta go back.
So much to see.
This would be so incredible to have this in your backyard. So much to explore, so much to enjoy.
So pretty. You can see Colorado Springs from here.
Okay. Bougie rich people goals. A vacation home in Colorado Springs with your off-roader ready for you.
Yes.
Could be basically the only place you need your off-roader in the country.
I like that plan, love.
Yeah.
If I didn't say it there, I'd say it now. But like, have some money goals. Just keep an off-roader in Colorado Springs, because that's all you need. Like the off-roading here is amazing. It's not super difficult, but really fun to explore. Not in too much danger. Yeah, compared to the off-roading we have here, you have to go to a park to have some good off-roading, and I mean it's fun, but kind of your whole purpose is just to go to a park.
Yeah.
It's fun with friends. But as far as just exploring, doing off-road things, we don't have those opportunities. Then
Aaron
almost back
broke
to
up the tires.
Yeah, almost back to civilization. Air up the tires. It was the first time I've been aired down for multiple days, which was really cool. Like we camped 2 nights, it was aired down the whole time.
Yeah.
And then the last thing to see, I just saw on the GPS this thing called Monument Rock. It's like, so we're like, oh, let's do that as our last thing camping. Check it out. And it's kind of just this rock all standing by itself. Got some monument, but
Water.
most of the stuff isn't white. Water with really aggressive fish in it. You just walk up to the edge of the pond and all the fish would stare right at you.
Feed me.
Yeah, I don't know who feeds them, but they expect it. And stink bug on the Monument Rock. So that's Monument Rock close up near the Monument Rock.
You snuck a picture?
I snuck a picture. But an interesting rock. Different colored than most around
That's
the area.
cool.
Though there was some in Garden of the Gods that were this color. And then me climbing the rock. This is probably the most concerned I've ever been climbing. I was a little bit up.
I was a little worried.
Coming down, I forgot there was a ledge below me. I couldn't see it. So I was stuck a little bit like, I have to drop to get back down this thing. And it was really, there was no grip on it. I was sliding down the rock. It was very loose surface. So I was like, well, I mean, when you do these things, you got to be ready to bail. So the backup plan is, okay, I can't get down. I'm going to slide down this. So slide down it, preferably not on the hands. And then you're going to have to jump at some point. Tuck and roll. had it in my head. You don't like hearing that, do you?
I didn't know this at the time.
No, but you need a backup plan. I mean, so it was a little dangerous coming down, but I just made a little jump and I got back to my handholds and stuff. I came back down. I was a little concerned though, because like I normally don't climb rocks. I climb trees. Like there was nothing to grab onto. Like, oh crap. Basically, the worst thing is you lose your hands, the skin on your hands. Don't do that.
It looks like there was a fire there.
Yeah, I'm thinking from some other stuff, they must have done some kind of controlled burns, but I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know.
A lot
We
of
don't
the
know.
trees there were like singed.
Yeah, around this Monument Rock area, and on the way out, it was burns like this, which I would think would be a controlled burn. Shout out to the other side of the pond where the fish followed us and stared us down again. So these are some very aggressive
They
fish.
were so funny.
I guess for familiar animals, they were bluegills. We have those.
Yeah.
So aggressive Colorado bluegills. Where the bread at? There's the train that we heard going by in the night. And then
Whole Foods!
back to civilization, dirty Tahoe at the Whole Foods. Yeah, I don't know. Whole Foods people must be some kind of preppy people because no one else had a dirty hoe there. I mean, what are they doing? Why would they eat that or all that organic food and never go off-roading? Coffee around 2. I think I just searched this. It was late in the day, and yeah, coffee shops really aren't open late in the day, which I'm not too worried of because I never go to coffee shops unless we're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was tough finding one that was open around 5 p.m.
I wasn't as impressed with that one.
No, they had some really wild coffees though, some wild combinations of things. It was good.
Mine was raspberry something.
Yeah, it wasn't coffee, was it?
It was okay. It was coffee.
It was?
I think, yeah.
They had some wild names.
Very strong. Very, very strong flavor.
Mine was more chocolate based, and chocolate doesn't really thrill me, but it was good. Vanilla Gang. Here we are. Whataburger round 2, open 24/7. Jazmyn has her own hamburger this time. How is it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We had to come back. We might get one for the road. We'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh, you're so good.
Then- so for the last night, we wanted to get a gym membership so we could work out some and get a shower, and we were going to head back to the woods after that. But we're like, we need to leave in the morning right away again to start the trip off good. So I thought, well, we didn't check, but for how much gym membership for a day for 2 of us could have cost, we just got a hotel. So we got a hotel with a gym and a pool. It was very nice. It was just a recently remodeled one. It was like a Spark by Hilton. It was really nice.
It was very nice.
They put us on the first floor. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, no complaints there. So then after we got settled at the hotel, we went to the nearest Whataburger because Jazmyn has a new addiction. And over the course of the next 24 hours, basically, we hit 3 Whataburgers. So out of the next 4 meals we have, 3 of them are Whataburger.
Yeah. Well, the first Whataburger we went to, we got coupons, so we had to use them.
Oh, is that the excuse? Their over niceness at the first Whataburger was not wasted.
Nope.
But yeah, it's interesting how Whataburgers are. They say under one nation under God on all their wall art. A little bit of theme for whatever they are. Some interesting things on the wall. It's a cool place. It's a shame we don't have any around us.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, none of them were ever crowded. Like, In-N-Out was packed, and I hear In-N-Out's packed all day long. But Whataburgers, I don't know if In-N-Out's open 24/7. Whataburger is. But Whataburger's never packed, and I agree that Whataburger is way better than In-N-Out.
It is way better.
So what's up with that? Then back at the hotel, watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, freaking Builder Brothers. I don't think you'd really seen it before.
I don't think I'd
You're
ever
just
seen it before.
Thrilled with Jamie's prosthetic hand.
It was really cool.
What's that? And the next morning, breakfast Whataburgers. Here we go. Last day in the Springs. Last thing we gotta do is this. Let's get it. Then this one, it took so long to get breakfast.
It did.
It was rough going back because we lost an hour heading back, and it took a long time with this Whataburger just to get breakfast. So threw us off a little bit, but we still got back in enough time.
The burgers were good though. They had an egg, hash browns. They
I
didn't
think
have
they had-
sausage on them.
I think they had bacon.
Bacon, yeah.
Yeah, I forget exactly too. Maybe you can see in the picture, but all the breakfast food on a hamburger, breakfast burger, Fantastic. Just one thing.
They tried to kill me.
Oof.
I asked for no cheese, but I don't know what I was doing, but I picked the bun up for whatever reason, and they had put cheese on it, and some of it melted on the burger, and then they remembered there wasn't supposed to have cheese, so they took it off, but there was still melted cheese on it.
Great job checking.
Good thing I checked.
You can't trust any Whataburger.
No.
apparently. Which is ironic. I guess it comes standard on the breakfast burger, but like their burgers don't come standard with cheese. So I'm like, man, gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And then also, while this long wait, we're trying to figure out what the closest Whataburger to us is. This is one of them in South Carolina. So we're planning out, like, yeah, the closest Whataburger is like 10 hours away from us. So
Yeah. Well,
we're planning our escape.
every other year, my family goes to South Carolina.
Mhm.
And so we were trying to convince my dad to go, what was it, like
25 minutes out of the
25
way.
minutes out of the way
Yeah.
to get Whataburger on the way there.
So yeah, at least in this downtime we had a Whataburger. Started crunching the numbers to be like, okay, how doable was this? Yeah, it's 25 minutes. It's also, you see the flood warning on some of the maps because this is when I forget what the hurricane name was.
Yeah.
When the hurricane was going through North Carolina and East Tennessee. We had no idea. It was beautiful in Colorado, but it was raining at home the entire time we were gone.
Do you want to tell them about the couple we met at the hotel who came from there?
At the hotel pool, we did meet a couple who just flew in. They left right before the hurricane started downpouring in North Carolina. And apparently all their kids were useless without the dad. They had 2 chainsaws. They're like, Dad, how do we start these things? He's like, of course it's when I leave that everything goes wrong. But he said that his kids had some trees fall in their houses. They all actually evacuated to the parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
But the parents didn't really care. They were just in Colorado Springs, and they were staying at a different hotel every night.
Yeah. That
Sounds annoying to us, but yeah, that's how I had fun. And the sad part, leaving Colorado Springs, watching planes land, seeing all those squiggles we did around Colorado Springs, which doesn't look like much, but that's all. There's a lot of distance in between that. You see the scale's 20 miles. That's a pretty big area. I mean, Kansas was a long drive, but I still actually enjoyed just seeing all the wind turbines still. It's just because we don't see those. There's some
Yeah,
out
it's
east.
cool. Just being
in Pennsylvania.
surrounded by them on
Yeah.
all sides.
There's a few on hilltops in East Pennsylvania, but like thousands of them? That's new.
On the way home, there was this poor lady broken down on the side of the road, and we drove past her but turned around to go back and see if she needed help, and probably 5 people were already stopped making sure that she was okay.
Other people
You
were turning
don't
around.
see that here. NBA.
It was like a tsunami of people going to help this person that broke down on the road.
Yeah. And I loved it. It just warmed my heart so much to see so many people like stopping to help someone in need. Because we really don't see that in our area.
No. And then the best thing ever you found at Whole Foods.
Whole Foods haul.
We could go through all of it. I took most of the pictures off here, just the best
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
But your best thing from Whole Foods is
Dairy-free Baby Bell cheese.
didn't even know they existed. Like
They're pretty good.
if you could have heard the gasp she gave when she first saw these on the shelf.
Because they're nostalgic for me. My mom used to get Baby Bell cheeses for us when we were kids. So when I saw the dairy-free that I could have, I was so excited.
Nice. Glad you found them. And I think I tasted one. They taste pretty good. They're pretty creamy.
Yeah.
I think I've only had one Baby Bell in my life that was regular. But these were good.
They are good.
And the other good thing I thought, the
Lemon raspberry vegan cupcakes.
gluten and dairy-free
And they-
cupcakes.
Had raspberry, like they had some of the raspberry frosting in the middle too.
They were really good cupcakes.
They were very good.
We rationed those. We had like one a day. I think we even brought one all the way home.
You can tell in the picture we cut them all in half.
Yeah, I thought
So we
at the
could split
hotel
them.
it'd be a better idea to pre-cut them all. So just
Yeah.
on the road, we're ready to go. Have a cupcake.
Yes, they were so good.
Also, I don't know if it was also great at the hotel that they had an ice machine out there. So it's just like, let's fill the cooler freaking up with ice. And that got us the rest of the way home. That was fun.
Yeah,
Might as well. I mean, I don't know how much dollars in ice, but I liked it. Especially just standing there with the bucket. Like, it didn't come out fast. I was like, fill it up, dump, fill it up, dump. People walk by. Don't worry about it. Then I just loved using the big squeegee it loves.
short person.
Really accentuates your smallness. Big Tahoe, big squeegee, big heart.
Oh,
Then here's a winner. As we're driving back from Colorado, there's this massive beef farm And Jazmyn's fixing their hamburgers for that lunch. It was great. Just, yeah,
Yes.
fixing a hamburger. Thousands of cows out the window. The way life should be.
Kansas.
Back to Kansas. Didn't take many pictures on the way back. Of course, we saw it all. But this is downtown Topeka. Kind of cool.
That's the capital.
I know I've heard Topeka somewhere in storm chasing movies or videos. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I thought. They never show the city when they're in Topeka, but you just hear the name Topeka. And it's also the capital of Kansas, so that's the Capitol building. Tail wagon in the sunset. And Kansas City, mostly in Missouri.
We had some traffic on the way back too.
Yeah,
there was an accident or something.
Yeah, you got some bumper to bumper traffic. We never saw the accident, but yeah, it was backed up.
Yeah.
Here we are, the last Whataburger on our journey. How does it make you feel?
A little sad.
A little sad. Here in Missouri, we will cherish this last Whataburger. Until next time, signing off.
So this is our last Whataburger on the way in Missouri. I mean, thankfully there was another Whataburger on the way. That's a big plus.
Yeah.
But it was a little before our halfway point, so we got dinner there. So yeah, 3 of the next 4 meals we had when we were back to civilization was Whataburger. And if we didn't have hamburgers to eat, we probably would have just got hamburgers for the road too. But you know, just take it a little chill. It's our first time around Whataburgers. The addiction needs to simmer. You don't want to just dive straight into it. But yeah, it's interesting to see. A little more themed toward Missouri. Still one nation under God. Nice to see that. Texas-based company. My last Whataburger's dented, but you know, it is what it is.
You see, my cheeks were so red because my skin was so dry.
Oh yeah?
I look burnt, but I'm not. My skin is just so dry.
Mm-hmm. Then our final camp, halfway in between Colorado and where we live. Cracker Barrel parking lot, prepping for the night. On the way back at Cracker Barrel, though, we cracked the code. If you don't crack the windows on the highway side, you don't hear any of that noise. So we had a much better sleep on the trip back. I didn't want to build anything in the Tahoe yet because we've never done this before, but we just had everything stored in the back and we literally moved it all to the front seats and just packed it in the front seats and slept in the back.
It wasn't the most convenient, but we wanted to see if we liked doing this kind of thing before
committing to an actual build out of having a camper Tahoe.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I like to make sure first, but I had a pretty good idea I'd love a camper Tahoe. So yeah, next time that's happening.
Yeah.
Have some drawer systems so we can sleep on top of our stuff. It would be way more convenient because this took about 15 minutes to reorganize everything in the front. It took maybe half an hour the first time we did it because we were tired and just had to figure out where everything went.
Yeah. And we went thrifting at one point. And I got like this. It's not glass,
No,
but very
ceramic.
fragile statue type thing. And it was hard trying to find a place for it, moving around all the time, trying to get it home in one piece.
But that and a couple mugs, and you got a special glass, like mason jar gauntlet.
Yeah.
Goblet. Mason jar goblet. But made it all home safely.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going? That's bad.
So yeah, I didn't capture much on the way back, but I just gotta say, in all the states we went through, Ohio was the most proud of being Ohio. Because they had this whole arch we went under there, the biggest signs, like, welcome to Ohio. It may have something to do with the routes we took. You know, only main entrances into states would have the biggest signs, but for the route we took, Ohio was the happiest about being a state. Like, heck yeah, you're in Ohio.
Welcome home. Rain.
And, yep, welcome home. It was the last day of travel. It was cloudy the whole day. I think it was sunny. I guess it was sunny at sunrise, but we were driving back into the hurricane area. And yeah, the rest of the day was cloudy and it rained when we got to Ohio and pretty much rained the rest of the day. So we didn't know.
It was cold.
It was colder, sadly. It was a wild thing. Like, I wasn't the most thrilled with going to Colorado because I was going to think it was cold. Yeah, it's mountainous. It's going to look cool, but it's going to be cold. But it was the complete opposite. It was freaking warmer in Colorado than home by a good amount. And it was sunny almost the whole time. It was cloudy because of the hurricane at home. So that was completely mind-blowing. Like, on the way there, I was like, I wish I was going down south where it was nice and warm. It was opposite week, let me tell you. And it couldn't have gone better. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
So yeah, back home in Pennsylvania. Still, the last day of travel did feel like the longest because, like, I guess the trip's over. It's just time to go home. So it just seemed like once we got back into Pennsylvania, it took forever to get home. It was one of those things too. I was tired, so like to try to not be asleep. I was driving as fast as I felt safe, just to keep on that edge of alertness and not doze off. Keep alert.
I was really tired. I was getting delirious and like tired drunk.
Yes, the last gas fill up. We wanted to get cheap gas in Ohio, and we went to a Sheetz that I wanted to go to, but the Sheetz was broken down. The lights were off at the pumps, and then you were literally delirious. That was the end of your driving shift.
He was like, "You're done."
Yeah, I forget what it was though. What'd you do? You did something.
We were behind a truck.
Oh, that
and
was it. Yes, getting off the highway to go to the Sheetz. There was traffic, and there was this long flatbed truck in front of us. And you were right on the bumper of this truck. And every time it moved an inch, just floor it and then hit the brakes. Like, I'm ready for you to be done by now. So then, yeah, when we got the Sheetz that was closed, then we just got out. And I'm like, you're done. Get out of here. Come on. My turn to drive. We're not tailgating trucks and slamming on the brakes. It's kind of cute, though. You were just like, you were kind of ready to be done. You're like, we're going to get home. Whatever speed this truck's going, we're going.
Yeah.
But sadly, the Sheetz was closed, so we had to settle for not Sheetz. Slightly more expensive gas at Love's, but we filled up at Love's almost exclusively because I get a discount there. Then, wrapping up the trip, it's cool to see the GPS trail from freaking Pennsylvania to Colorado. That's a new one for me. I don't do this cross-country thing, but dang, that's a long distance. Sums up a whole 2-day trip. Then one thing Jazmyn did, there was this exact mug at our Airbnb that it was the nicest mug there. So I was like, I just told Jazmyn one day, this is my favorite. It's the mug I always took to the hot tub I drank coffee in. And then secretly, when we were at the trading post in Garden of the Gods, she somehow bought this mug without me knowing. I don't know how she distracted me. First of all, I was also scouring the mug because I just like nice mugs. And I don't even know how, I didn't even see this mug there. Somehow she secretly picked it up, secretly bought it, and then surprised me with it. Like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. So then that's my mug at home, filled up with coffee, reminiscing about the trip, and that's it. So that was our trip to Colorado.
Incredible.
It was fantastic.
Did not want to leave. Definitely want to go back.
Mm-hmm. Definitely want to go back. I went into the trip thinking, why do I want to go to Colorado? Like, what's there? It's, some people like it. It's nice. It's mountains. It's probably cold.
It took the wedding to get us out there.
Yeah, and sometimes you need that kick in the butt.
Yeah.
Now it's Colorado and beyond.
Glad we did.
There's more past Colorado. Just need some more time to get there if you're driving.
We talked about going to Utah too, but decided we wouldn't really have enough time.
Yeah, I did want to go to Utah because I have a friend there, but the amount of time it would take too much free time away from the trip, so I'll have to wait till another time.
Yeah. We'll go.
Yes. Well, thanks for watching along with us, and until next time, have your girlfriend secretly buy your favorite mug.